going there. And Galio.
Yeah, I think it's cool. So Galio doesn't suffer too much with Poppy. It's a pretty chill matchup, and you have this like dive-in.
Let's see if the handshake's gonna go through with Jankos heading to the top side for the grabs.
Well, it's pretty typical of like pro play. Definitely showed up a bit more, but even so, looks like we might be seeing a little something showing up on the bot lane because Velia was making an appearance. There's going to be the shockwave into the knockback. No way, low HP. That's going to be the ultimate connected, but the first blood picked up for Nemesis. Doesn't get cooked by the Chaos Storm. Grubs are traded over.
I'd like to see the replay on that one more time because Nash was around. Jankos, of course, has the handshake, the void grabs because the dragon went over to Alar earlier on. And Nash kind of walked a little bit too deep to try and get some vision into enemy territory, right? Which is correct right there. I feel like No Way was playing too much on the right side of that mid lane. Ended up getting ganked by Velia right there. But also the flash was never used by No Way. He actually sat into that shockwave from Nemesis.
Still have impact from a distance away. They jump in. Jankos goes for Velia. Doesn't quite make the connection. Reckless comes in for the lockdown onto multiple people with the quickness. Here the curtain has been called. The knockup lands onto multiple members and Dragon should be just about secured. No Way takes that fourth shot. That is going to be all that Los Ratones are going to be able to do. It's just a little bit of damage. This is prime time now for the side of Los Ratones, although Jankos wants to look for Reckless. Lands the wind become lightning, gets caught by the knockup, in jumps the Galio, and I think that might just be Jankos going down. Baus secures the kill with the taunt, and it's going to be straight to Grubs for the side of Los Ratones. Although,
very well done right
here.
Hold up.
Got a replay in the picture-in-picture,
right
but
there.
I don't think we're going to get the chance because these teams are not looking to give this one up. Chains of Corruption make the connection onto Reckless. He's able to break away, and now
Crowley?
It follows through. Crowley is popped in the middle of all of this one. Nemesis has rejoined the fray. Teleport comes in as Baus jumps into the fight. No Way gets caught by a trap and is forced to flash away from the taunt. That's going to be a kill secured for Nemesis. Chachi has now made his way into that fight. Reckless low. Baus looking for a window to try and find that damage off, as it looks like Los Ratones are going to get forced out. Chachi gets the wall bang down on to one. The knockup's there. Velia has to flash the wall. Chachi flashes after him. The steadfast presence is not going to be enough, but in comes the shield. In comes the turnaround. Chachi, can he find the kill onto Velia? Another wall bang into the ultimate out from Velia. It's so close. Chachi finds the kill.
We wanted fist fights, we will get. There's no way both teams are completely disregarding void grabs and just going at it with each other. And I feel like NORD have really got a good upper hand right here. You see the second Inox joins the fight. The poke, the sear damage is coming through. That poke burst already by Los Ratones, but hold up. Chasing Reckless.
Oh, Reckless. Actually, Jankos able to connect in. Gets a fair amount of damage off. The problem is the attention is being shifted away to Baus.
He's like a magnet,
Baus,
man. He's a magnet.
I can't see because he's just got the level up thing on his graphic. Getting close. No R available to him. Taunt's going to come down. Baus gets the phase rush. And he's actually getting away. Dodges the wind, becomes lightning. Flashes over the wall. Gets the justice punch off for a bit more distance. How did Baus get away there?
There's no way. The Massive League has done it again. What's it called in football? A dribble? What's it called?
The thing that you do? What are you talking about? I mean, a dribble is something you do in football.
Yes. He's the Messi of League.
I don't know anything about football, man.
Oh, come on.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
Football fans will know. It's like the thing that you do, the Ronaldo thing with the ball that people lose their minds over, and then you don't know where the ball is going anyway.
When Ronaldo kicks a ball, everyone goes mad.
No.
Send him. Just give him a message. A lot of damage actually coming out already. As here comes the curtain call and the fight looks to be breaking on. Chachi trying to break away. Nash taking a couple of shots coming in. Nemesis trying to get that ball position for a big shockwave. The curtain call is not really having all that much impact. In fact, No Way just ate the fourth shot and it did nothing through the shield. Reset comes in from Baus. He's got teleport. Los Ratones still going to fight this one. Shockwave lands onto two. Velia's already low. That's the kill onto the Orianna. Nemesis is down. And the charm as well from Reckless used just to play the escaping game here as Baus now jumps into the fray. Gets a taunt off onto No Way. I feel that Los Ratones are going to do anything to try and stop it. They're bringing Chachi up over in the aerial though. Los Ratones, 3 members strong. Chains of Corruption back up on Inax though, so it's just not worth it. NORD going to grab that one. Probably look to crack mid lane with that as well and really open the map up as Baus. He's going the long way around. Just needs to be a little bit careful. He's going to proxy, but I mean, his wave's here, so he'll be A-okay. Chachi's going to rock up. I think Baus, it's probably time for you, buddy, to get away.
Nah, he'll be fine. I mean, right here, NORD used the...
Hold on. We went
the
away.
method of
He's dead.
elimination?
Bounce is so going down here. Chachi's going to get that kill. There it is.
Okay. Always tower plating's getting chipped up because Baus will stick on a side lane. He will pressure down the wave. Chachi is looking to make the towers pretty even.
Try and take the tower.
Yeah. They've put Nash in the middle as well, constantly pushing down waves, ping-ponging them back and forth with Crowny as Chachi. He's going to claim the second tower of the game, which goes over on the Scuttle Crown.
Yeah, and Crowny's blue, which went down there, but Curtain's going to get called. Nash may just play the interrupt here off the back of this one. They got the Vi coming in over the back line. They're going to deliver the Galio in. Velia finds the steal. Jankos gone low HP already as they're looking for the re-engage in, but that Magnet Storm into the Chains of Corruption was absolutely massive. Velia trying to survive. The Shockwave does nothing as down goes Nemesis off the back of that one. He flashes over the wall. No way continues the chase, but the arrow comes through from Inax. Crowny forced to flash away. And only two stand as Inax looks for the W. I mean, Chachi's just too tanky, man. He's got the Random Zone, he's got the Everwinter and that Hollow Radiance. Like,
yet? Because Victor is all the way down the bottom of the map. There is TP for Victor. Okay.
Oh, they just sent the jungle away, evicted. They need to be quick. Teleport comes in, wallbang goes wide. They're looking for the taunt onto Chachi, but I mean, they're wasting time here. Velia's got everyone on top of him. Atakan has been secured. The revives are there, and Velia has nowhere to go. Chachi is single-handedly shutting Los Ratones out of this game. They can't go anywhere. As I actually think Crowny might go down here.
I don't know if you guys, even if they don't have the tools to kill the Poppy, Victor and Varus have so much range that it's just so difficult for Velia to find an angle to get into the backline. And even if he does, he's so far behind that it doesn't matter. Baus?
He's able to get a bit of damage off here. Actually, Inax losing a lot. He's able to jump away. Nash with the interrupt, denies that one as Crowny finds himself in danger. Reckless jumps in, finds the knock up on. Crowny still trying to make the escape. Can he get it? Oh, the flash over Velia's Q as it's a double kill for Inax. And just like that, they may even kill Inax here, Velia, but even if he can, he's still got the revive. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. That's Baron. That's probably game one for NORD.
8-0-3. This guy's an absolute monster on Jhin, and it feels like right here, NORD have found a way to shut down Los Ratones. I will say.
Solid is I'm going to see Jankos. Kind of complete brain fart what I was watching on my screen. Jankos secures Dragon number 3. Obviously, that's just too far ahead right now. The gold lead significantly in their favor. And the really big thing is I don't feel like NORD have pulled a cheesy victory out here. They've just drafted better than Los Ratones, and they've just outmatched them in the macro. Every dragon apart from that first one, NORD were in the area before. They got the vision down, they got the control, and Chachi has just made it impossible for the side of Los Ratones to step forwards as Velia is just on the wrong side of the map right now. They're looking to just make a breakaway.
Also deal with Chachi's Poppy, even though he has been permabanned versus Chachi wasn't quite the case in this draft. Good news for Los Ratones, won't be available for the rest of this best of 3. So there's that, and they might be able to bounce back. However, this has been NORD favored from level, I'll say 6, 7. No, never mind. From level 10. Because 6, 7, it was the 1-0 from Valiant.
Yeah. It's honestly just been a very, very clean game, and it started to show that, you know, Los Ratones can be beat, because right now they've been pretty infallible. As we are going to see them go for a fight. This may be the desperation play onto the backline. The Galio is going to come in, but the Magnet Storm stops it. That is going to be enough to lock Velia down. Inax goes golden in the middle of all of the fight just to stay alive. What an interrupt.
Chain of Corruption down from Inax.
Yeah, this could be a window as Baus may find himself in danger. Starting to taunt up, goes in for the knock-up. The Deadly Flourish comes down, flashes away. There's the Magnet Storm onto the back line, but they're going to be a big Galioir. Only hitting onto Nash, though. Zhonya's used. Inax is low HP. So far, the deaths have only been Velia, but it's looking to change because down goes Baus. Down goes everybody else. They're forced to flash away. Nemesis is ignited as Nash secures the kill. Chachi's onto Crowny. Crowny is just tickling him here on the Jhin as the arrow chunks him out. And I think that's probably just going to be game here for the side of NORD. Crowny instantly comes in with a cleanse, but that will not remove the W stacks as NORD's Inax able to secure himself his 11th kill. 11-0. This just didn't look close. Los Ratones, they get demolished in their first game versus NORD.
You wanted spice? We
That's
got spice. Rats tuning in, thinking this is
With
gonna
your stun and pickup, you decide what to do with that champion, whether you want to play aggressive or if you have to play defensive.
Oh, we talked about
is-
get the leads and
Yeah.
then split push. How do you stop a Trundle if he's ahead,
If any
Foxtrot?
fight was to break out, or a skirmish, or a fist fight, or whatever it is, Jankos would have the upper hand with the extra items. Bows!
Baus just goes down. First blood for Chachi. Sent packing, but Jankos is coming in, and there's a wave crashing up onto Baus. Baus will be able to sustain some of this with his passive. Throws the silence down, looks for the knock-up. He's just trying to hold the wave away, but Jankos making his way over. Able to clear out that wave in time. Baus hits level 6. Doesn't get enough damage from the feast onto Chachi. As down he goes. Jankos secures the kill.
Very, very well played from NORD. I feel like the whole concept of don't gank for Baus, he's gonna die, but he's gonna come back. Right here, it's sort of irrelevant, because Jankos is ganking him on timers. Talking about timers, Velia.
They find the knockback. Velia, he's got the stun available for No Way. Keeps him pinned in place. As that is one dead Syndra. Velia secures the kill.
Good punish right there.
Could really undo a lot of the game plan here for the side of Los Ratones. So they even need to put some attention into Baus and try and, you know, pull some control back into this lane, or just accept that this Trundle's going to be a menace and they need to be faster around the rest of the map.
I feel like right here, on the... You can pretty much one-shot waves, right? With QEW using the whole kit right there. It's pretty easy. Baus is stuck! He's stuck!
He's
Not
caught
like
in
this.
place. I believe he
even
doesn't
chunky.
really have any backup. Velia has ultimate, but I don't think it's even worth it. He's putting some damage into the dog, though. Knockup goes wide. Jankos secures the kill and the feat of warfare. So
I
the
think
side...
the Scatter the Wicked, that's about it, but they're
Oh.
engaging on him.
They've used the Grand Starfall. It's going to come over. They put the wall between. There's going to be the knockback. There's going to be the lockdown. Velia, the one to secure the kill again, is getting a little bit dire. Chachi definitely looking quite strong here. Baus walks up, gets caught out. There's a pillar. There's a knock-up available. Chachi's just looking to run
boy.
Baus down. Catches him in the pillar. Baus feasts for a bit of extra health, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to
Really close to his first item as well, as Reckless and Crowny are trying to do damage control on the other side of the map, trying to get as many terror platings as they can. Anyone but that Cho'Gath is having a pretty good time, and I will say what all people will say about Baus, he'll come back. He's just playing a tank, you know. Eventually he will be a problem, and even if he's not, like, who cares? Chachi was gonna shred his defenses anyway with this Trundle, so he's just gonna be that nuisance on the side lane. Talk about nuisance on the side lane, we have hot dogs.
Yeah, well, he gets caught by the knock-up pillar, but Jankos jumps in. Baus, he has a bit of armor, but it's not going to be enough. Jankos is on a killing spree. Chachi completely dominating this lane. Looks like we might see something mid, though. No Way, unaware. Grand Starfall's coming up momentarily as Dog comes forward. Just get a little bit of damage off.
But these are so unavoidable. Like, if you look at the wave, he's pushing towards No Way, and No Way ends up overextending again. I feel like the Los Ratones have really pinned down that one.
Partially upgraded through the feats.
You know what? I just realized that NORD team spikes so well on 2 items for every single one of their champions. So I feel like if they can actually manage to snowball that early game, they could win out super hard if they can get to push their advantage on those 2 item spikes. Jankos again. Like, where are we gonna find him towards the top side? Of course, that dragon went down, and right here, Baus knows what's coming for him. Really, really clever to try and push out that wave as fast as possible. And Chance is gonna go into Baus mode, and he's gonna be the one proxing. Here's the diving bot.
They're attacking bot. In Axe is low. He gets bot back, and I think that's enough for Cranny to secure the kill. Nice pick up there from the side of NORD. They should be able to finish this tower off, although Nash is actually being a bit of a menace. Get some damage off using the help at the tower. The problem is top side. We probably want to be looking up there because Chachi has now joined up with Baus. So this tower's under threat, but top lane Baus is going incredibly low.
He's still another wave.
Chachi, subjugate's already been used. Baus, don't think he's going to be long for the Worlders. There's Chachi securing the kill, and that will probably be a second tower for the side of NORD.
But look at them over in the bot lane. Bot lane for Los Ratones as Nemesis trades out positively right here into Jankos' Nafiri.
They don't want to be taking. Ultimates are up on everyone here for the side of Los Ratones, including that feast on the Baus. So it's going to be quite hard to secure. Velia going to be able to pick up the Grud. NORD, are they looking to go for the fight a little bit further? They are chasing forwards. They get a scatter off on the Baus, but I think that's going to be all they can achieve.
Yeah, I feel like Los Ratones right here saw no way down the bot lane. He had super low mana, so they knew he'd have to reset first and then TP in the fight if he chose to TP for that fight. Was the case later on, but right here, I feel like NORD are playing spectator mode.
Nash has been caught. Crowley's putting the damage in. The ultimate's pretty big for Nash to keep him going for the moment, but Nemesis will be shut down by Jankos. Velia's on the backline. They're able to take out Nash. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but Velia is incredibly low. In comes the ultimate from Jankos. A great block with the E, and in comes the Monsoon to keep him going. Crowley flashes forwards. One more auto is all he's going to need. Can't find the reset. Los Ratones fire back.
And they're gonna pop that Reef Herald over in the mid lane as well. This is gonna be mid lane tower guaranteed for Los Ratones. Gold's still about 1,500, but primarily all this gold is
The
seen.
dragon spawns up. Nemesis and Chachi both have teleport. In comes the True Shot Barrage. Knockup doesn't hit onto anyone and bounces low. Silence is not going to be enough. Inax secures the kill. Teleport from Nemesis. Making his way over. Chachi now going to be a little bit late to that punch on the teleport himself, but the man advantage is still NORD's. Velia, I don't think he wants to go for the hero play. Just going to throw a Q out, and it was damn close. I'll give it to him.
First in the Reaver as well.
Yeah, they're going to look to start this one up. The problem is topside Chachi's killing
Oh
Baus.
my
He's
God,
able to take him
no!
down.
What?
NORD now forcing their way through. The Scan of the Week hits. That's going to be the Dragon secure, but the kill onto the ADC is absolutely decimating for the side of Los Ratones. They have to make the way out. They lose the tier 2. Chachi is into the base. Look at the attack speed on this guy. He is going to melt through towers. Chachi, he doesn't need minions. Down goes the inhibitor tower. Nemesis is coming over. King's Domain's up. Nemesis chases forward, gets the shuffle back. Chachi's trying to stay alive, but I think he will fall. The sustain is not there. Shut down to Nemesis.
I feel like this is the time if Los Ratones really want to be in the series.
He's caught. They're going for the chase. They found the ultimate on. The Qs are connecting. And Jankos
That's
will
Baron.
take the kill. That is going to be Baron for the side of NORD.
This is unlosable.
Well, Chachi, he's going to test that Fury, jumps into Baus's pocket, has that subjugate, he's going to throw it down onto him. Baus is just being melted after Cannon's been secured. Baus finds the knock-up on the Chachi, but he is already chunked. The slows are pretty big. Chachi's going to be able to break away for the moment as Los Ratones don't lose a member, but now Baron is on the cards. They need to be...
More than 2 members to actually take him down, and Velia might actually get surrounded right here. Doesn't have flash.
There's the pillar to keep him locked down. They're going to throw the dogs in. The knock-up comes through, and that is one dead Velia, and that's the signal for Baron now. NORD are showing us that gods can bleed. They don't even need to send Jankos over. It's just going to be Chachi to solo Baron. He's got so much lifesteal. Jankos will make his way over, summon up a couple of extra dogs as we see a tower go down. I think that was a Zir tower, so nothing too major, but that would be Baron. You thought a Hull Breaker level 17 versus level 14 top lane is going to be a problem? He's now got Baron. He's about to... Yeah, he will be very easy to pick up as NORD looking to finish up this tier 2 on the bot side. Chachi will be pushing up mid side as well, as actually Crowley and Velia looking to jump in onto him. Still got that subjugate. Jankos, ultimate available. We'll just jump onto Crowley. Crowley busts the shots in back. There's going to be the W from Jankos. He flashes forwards. Reckless is trying to make himself in the area to save the day, but Velia has bought the ire of Chachi. As down he goes, we see Baus fall as well. Los Ratones lose 2. There's the Scat of the Week. No way's looking for Nemesis. Nemesis is incredibly low. No unleashed power. But NORD, there's only one more tower outside the base standing between them and victory here. There goes the final tier 2. There's only 2 tier 3s left as Crowley forces Inax to shift away. Crowley's going to do a lot of damage if he's given the opportunity. Inax is very chunked out. The problem is Chachi's inside the base. Crowley continues to try and pressure onto Inax as Chachi now has 3 members collapsing in onto him. Reckless is going to look for the slow with the Zephyr. Makes the connection. Crowley jumps forward. There's going to be the flash out from Chachi. He's actually losing a fair amount of HP. Crowley gets the resets off. That might be enough to find the kill. Crowley finds the dunk.
Meanwhile, bot lane NORD take yet another top side of the map as well, and they can actually bait Los Ratones in the jungle. They have no vision. They have no way of checking out vision. Velia, if you walk too far forward.
Velia, you can only go so far. They jump
Wait,
forward.
wait!
It's shut down. What a pick there. As now Velia jumps in forwards. NORD trying to see if they can find a turnaround, but being without their ADC for 44 seconds could be devastating. The big problem, though, is in the bot lane. Trundle will be making his way towards this. If NORD can just slow down Los Ratones on the Baron, Chachi could potentially end it. I'm so glad we got this picture-in-picture so we can see the action, because there is a super wave making its way towards the base, and Chachi, I don't think Nemesis alone is going to be able to hold this one off. Los Ratones have to be so quick. Baus has a feast, though, so he can go for it. They're going to monsoon. They're going to heal back up. As this is a slow push forward. Jankos jumps into the pit. He steals the Baron.
What?
Jankos has done it. NORD flash away to safety. In comes the headbutt pulverize. And down goes Crowny. Los Ratones are falling apart at the seams. NORD rip them apart.
What a call right there from Jankos to dive into the pit and steal away the Baron. It is a 5 versus 3 for more than 40 seconds for Los Ratones, and they have to defend an entire base that will currently have only their Nexus tower standing after NORD have entered their base with 5 men.
No one expected this to be a 2-0. Let alone it being a NORD 2-0, but they are taking down the final inhibitor. Los Ratones, gods finally bleed. NORD just need to dot the I's and cross the T's to close this series out and knock Los Ratones into the lower bracket. They're not going for it yet, though.
And the Azir hurt tremendously. So if you don't go back to base, reset, grab items, grab new wards, get more vision, you might...
Range, remember how much range Tristana gets. Gonna be a problem. Baus is gonna get jumped onto. They're just gonna commit and full send it. Down he goes. Nowhere with the unleashed power. Secures the kill. Hardest, but early smite comes in from Jankos. They know it's not going to be contested. There's going to be the Baron. Soul now spawns up in 9 seconds, and Los Ratones have moved into the air. Remember, whoever secures this dragon does secure Soul. As NORD are going to step their way forward there. So True Shot Barrage goes a little bit wide. Los Ratones, they're going to secure Soul, but Jankos has to throw the W down. Baus has also joined into the fight. The pillar comes down. Crowny jumps over the wall, and Chachi's actually the one under fire. Los Ratones not done yet as they do chase forwards, but Baus is coming out. Jankos splashes into the pit, or into the bush. A little bit of a mistake. Chachi's inside the base, though. They're just going to stop the recalls. They're going to stop Los Ratones. Chachi onto the inhibitor. He's going to be able to take this one down. Nemesis is getting healed up by the monsoon. That's going to be one kill picked up on the side of Los Ratones as Crowny is doing his best to put the damage down. Chachi joins into the fray, into the fight. Nemesis over the wall, looking for Jankos, but Inex is able to take him down, and the resurrections are coming in. Baus is going low, but Crowny remains untouched. Baus will fall. Crowny slowed down. He gets a grand in his pocket, and now he's chasing forward. Crowny made the mistake. What a huge fumble from him. NORD are going to run into the base. They're going to close this series out. It was so tight towards the end, but they finally held on strong. They finally held on fast. Down go the towers. The Nexus will fall, and NORD 2-0 Los Ratones.
Where were you when they said Fun League? Where were you when they said no one can beat Los Ratones? Because open your eyes, NORD did this pretty damn convincingly back to back. There was no cheese, it was proper drafting, it was proper gameplay, and I feel like, wow, if I had a hat, I would take it off Chachi. What a monstrous freaking series by a veteran who's been around for more than 10 years in the scene, together with Jankos, of course, but damn, Chachi the Poppy and then the Trundle, like insane.
He looked absolutely amazing, and keep in mind, Los Ratones haven't actually lost a series in the NLC at all.
Ever.
And this is the first time they've done it. NORD, they were knocked down last season by Los Ratones into that lower bracket. This season, they're the team to knock Los Ratones into that lower bracket. We're going to pass it over to Archer to break down this historic victory for NORD.
Trouble, I got you. Heads off. Heads off to Chachi, heads off to NORD, heads off to everything. They made what we were talking about. It's a possibility. They believe they can lose, and NORD explore that non-stop. Let's start with expectations from the draft. Trundle, so good when ahead. If he's not, he's gonna be dead. But Jankos saw it coming a mile away.
Oh damn, you're speaking in pointer today for the whole day, brother.
Yeah, that's true. He's rhyming away. He's got it.
Yeah.
Nah, if
even
hosting doesn't work out, then maybe SoundCloud rapper might be your next job title. Nah, I was super skeptical of that trundle lock-in for sure. The only thing it's good at this game, the only thing it's good at is a 1v1 versus Baus. And that was really only for the lane phase, unless, as you say, you get really far ahead and then you're just unstoppable. Well, yeah, Baus was like 0-7 at 15 minutes or something like that. Like, yeah, I guess fair enough. You can get ahead from that. And I think potentially this is the exploit against Los Ratones that we've been talking about and sort of expecting to see ever since their inception. Baus does die a lot and just attack through the top side. DMG even tried it in the last series. Maybe teams are starting to clock on to a way to beat Los Ratones.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
it looks like NORD, I mean, for sure, NORD are the first team to actually crack the code and bring down Los Ratones, but it's so interesting the way they did it, because we usually talk about I don't play around trying to kill Baus because it doesn't work, but here the idea was we don't just kill Baus because just killing Baus doesn't really lead you to anything. We make sure that we set our lane ahead, and this is a laner playing on a competent champion that can do a lot by himself when he's ahead, which is what happened here, because Chachi was playing on the trundle, plus he had a lot of support from Jankos. Jankos was babysitting top for like the first half of the game. And on top of that, you don't lose anywhere else, which is what happened to NORD in this game, and that is the recipe for victory against Los Ratones.
Slowly we got to see that Tristana Azir as the answer, as the way to, hey, we can put a band-aid on whatever is happening, but even that was not enough, and multiple team fights were really close and interesting. I think this is one of them, as they were always getting no way.
They were trying, they were focusing Norway. That was the window in for Los Ratones. It worked a lot during lane phase, but in this team fight, as you saw, it was basically a trade. The mid laner for a support doesn't really work in Los Ratones' favor, but Crowny was always trying this game. It was really far ahead as well. Like, we talked a lot about Vizichachi and the lead that he had, but Crowny was like 4-5k up, like quite a significant lead in that one. But it was always more able to be tenacious in these team fights, make things happen, because even when the team fights didn't work in the minimap, you saw the